Hello, and welcome to the Old Farm Bus Podcast. This is the back of the bus session.
Hello and welcome to the Old Farm Bus, back of the bus sessions. Today I've got a corker of a guest. I've missed you, man. I've really missed you.
Stop it.
You're in there with me top 10, my top 10 of peoples. We met at the gym, but I didn't realise I'd met him much before that. And he came to tell me that situation in which we met. And it was when you nearly broke my legs back at the football days.
That was big. That was a bad tackle. That's up there in my top 10 of worst tackles.
Top 10?
It was awful. Absolutely cleaned you out.
I'll tell the audience and then we'll just get into some crazy conspiracies and world views. But what happened was, like, my manager always used to tell me, right, what I want you to do is get onto the pitch and find the most annoying player who's running around and calling shots, because they know that I'm quite tenacious as well.
Yeah.
So I'll always like rile that person up. I've done my ACL, game over for football. But he used to send me on and just do that. So I picked you. And I remember for the whole match, we were just like back and forth in. But there is something, I mean, I'm not a massive football head, to be honest. I just enjoy playing with my mates. You know, that sounded a bit odd. But we'd go and play, and then I'd always like end up I'd be the one that gets in the fights or gets in the row, and especially in bloody Sunday League football. And I remember that tackle because that was one of my top three. That was my top three painful moments of life. It was like so from behind, wasn't it? Can you give me your...
I can't remember which way I came in at you. I can just remember hitting you and just going, oh, why have you done that?
Did you get sent off?
No, I didn't get sent off because it was like 6-a-side, isn't it, where you can break people's fingers and stuff. And they're like, not even a yeller. But I remember I'd heard of you and I'd seen you a few times. I was like, this is a nice guy. And then you started playing football. I was like, who is this guy? He's horrible. But he won't leave me alone.
That's what football does.
It makes people awful sometimes.
My dad played quite good level. He was nearly going to go sort of pro with it. He was played semi-pro for years, but then did really well. And everyone knows him around here. And they were like, because he is the loveliest bloke you'll ever meet. He's just so calm, kind, compassionate. But as soon as you put him on a football pitch, and I've seen him in veterans, he was playing at football with like Chris Waddle was there, like all like ex-England players, and they're all playing on the same pitch. And my dad had just turned into a psychopath. He'd be spitting and angry and just running around, and he was so good. I had so much respect for him, but it turns you tribal, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely.
Just turns you into this
definitely. Throwing and kicking and just being violent.
Were you in? What was your team like? Were they particularly violent or?
Depends which one, really. I've played for some and they've been a bit horrible. Don't know if you ever played at Willows in Derby.
Mate, yeah, we did look quite well there. I used to play all the time.
I couldn't play. You know, when football gets to a certain violence level, I'm like, I'm not interested anymore. It just hurts. It's just being smashed everywhere. Ankles, rolling. Oh, horrible. No.
We're in the top division there, and it started getting a little bit tasty.
I've been elbowed in the face. Yeah. Everything. Everyone's starting on York time.
I was just thinking, I reflecting to my team then, and the one thing that we had on our side was a bit of hard nuts.
Yeah.
So I was
need hard nuts though. You do need hard nuts.
We had Adam Bannister, do you know Banner?
Yeah.
Big lad, he was at the back. Dave Carter, and we just had a few that would rough and tumble all the time. But when they're on your team, that's it. You're away.
Oh, you need them. You need them. I'm just the wind-up merchant.
So basically, we've just absolutely smashed into that story. But welcome. Is it Callum Hindmarsh?
Oh, Siri. What coming at us for, Siri?
What's your second name?
Hyndman.
Hyndman.
Technically how you
Callum
say it.
Hyndman. So welcome. And I'm sorry I've not got a claps, but I can do this in edit. You can have a big woo from the crowd. So woo! I know that. Post edit. So have you been, man, through all this? Because it has been crazy times.
It's like a weird long summer holiday, really, isn't it? At the end of the day. But to be honest, I suppose people can complain, but I don't think it's been that bad. We've had the weather.
The one thing, like,
paid.
When I was going into the gym, what I really enjoyed about you is you always have this attitude. No matter what, it's a terrible rate. I've came in during a winter period, so it's always
you came in when it was rough,
cold, and knackering, just coming in at 6 a.m, and it doesn't matter when I see you, you're just like, let's go. Let's have it.
Well,
It's a good attitude.
My attitude is we're here now.
But where did that come from? Has that been a journey? Have you? Like, I don't know enough about you, so I'm very excited about this podcast to sort of get.
Don't get excited. I don't want to let you down. Has that been a journey? I don't know. Not really. I suppose I've always had that. Really, just we're here now. Like, let's just crack on with it. Like,
did you enjoy your childhood? Did you enjoy your youth? Has that been an enjoyable experience?
When you think back, I think you always enjoy it, but when you think back, you're like, it was rockier than you remember, really, wasn't it? There was a lot of stuff going off, like parents splitting, and then you've got steps coming in, all their family, all their stuff, all your stuff.
Quite
going.
confusing.
So, it was. I'd say, to be fair, for me, it was. Now I think about it, when you're in it, it's just, you're in it, aren't you? You're there. Now you think back, probably it was quite confusing, a bit all over the place, but
I suppose that does get to a certain belief in your head where it's like, well, just get on with everything then.
you just, totally.
If you
I think
battle
that is me,
against it.
totally just. You've had to get on with something. You've had to get on something quite big. So just, we might as well just get on with it then. Do you know what I mean?
Flow.
Yeah. Literally. When you're in your flow.
A long time in my life, like my childhood, was quite a struggle. Again, being on here quite isolated, going to school, getting bullied horrendously. It's turned me into quite a nice person, but that's because of a lot of scars. I don't want other people to feel bad, so I'm just like, I'll try and be as nice as I can then to others.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, yeah.
I suppose some people see me as a bit like a Ned Flanders character, though, where I can't...
You've got a bit of Ned in you.
Yeah,
you're a bit Neddy.
I can't not be nice, but I do have that side to me, as you've seen on a football picture somewhere. There's somewhere I can express my not so... compassionate side sometimes, and everyone needs to let that out at times. But the one thing for me was school shaped me into a very confused, very painful experience, really. But that then got into adulthood, where I learnt the most in adulthood, but it was all like, just let things go, because at school I was battling against everything. I was so angry. Why are they treating me like this? Why is this happening? And the moment it was like, man, this is you now. This is your story. You're in this moment. Run with that.
Yeah.
That's what really shaped me. But it took a lot of learning to get to that point.
Yeah. You almost spend your school life, and then for a lot of people, it definitely carries on. You almost just spend your whole time just arguing.
Oh, yeah.
Arguing your point.
Yeah. Trying to be right.
Then you hit a point. I don't even know if I've hit it, but you start kind of go, well, I'm probably not even right anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just, whatever's going off in there, I'm just spewing it out anyway. I don't know if it's right or not. I just think it is.
Well, that's the thing. But what's a good attitude to have, and what you do have, is like, even though if it comes out clumsiness, or we're just trying to find our way, or whatever it is, people have that, but then they demand to be right on it. It's like, this clumsiness, you're saying, well, I might be right, I might not, I'm trying my best. That's a great attitude, because you're in flow with that.
That's all anyone's doing, isn't
There's
it?
so many people, like, I can name a few, but they're like, I don't care what people think. That's their attitude. So then they spew something out, but they're like, that's right.
Yeah.
You need to attach yourself to this belief.
Yeah.
And it happens so much at the minute, and I just don't like the censorship we're in. Like the whole...
It's like a filtered world as well.
Yeah.
Everything's filtered.
Be your perfect form.
Yeah, all the time. Like you were saying earlier, like 400 photos and you put one up.
Yeah.
But you're all about just be natural.
And they're still promoting, just show your true self, true beauty. But that 400 photos, even though, yes, they are all you're trying to filter the best one for people to see. And
the best natural you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
big words. Look at us. Just two clever guys having a chat.
Thank God we've done a podcast, man. People, you need to hear this. So what got you into the gym, though? Like, what made you step foot there?
As you said, I'm a very simple person, really, for that. I've simply always enjoyed sports. I'd hope, that inch above average on most things, and just thought,
what sort of sports were you doing before it then? Like boxing, football?
No, I love combat sports, as it's called now, like UFC especially, boxing or stuff like that. But I've never done much. I've done some jiu-jitsu, done some kickboxing, but we're talking few classes. I do love it, but with all this, it can't really do it. But never really on that. More football, basketball, Cricket. Oh, I used to turn up to cricket.
Where were you playing at cricket?
Belper Amateurs.
No, I was at Denby for
Big
a
on
long time.
yourselves.
Yeah,
And
you
God,
heard
I
it,
tell you what,
boys.
I was the best fielder on that team.
Really?
And that was it.
Well, it's nice to stand out in the sun, though, isn't it?
Literally. Gets the occasional over.
I could never get. I love batting, and that was it. I love
it, but I can't do it.
Yeah. Okay.
I love it, but I just can't. How'd you get that wood to it? That thing, it moves out the way. Oh, no.
Well, that's with a good bowler, isn't it? With a bit of spin and that.
God, and the fear.
Can you watch it though? Do you enjoy watching cricket?
I can. Well, it's funny to say, but it has to be a good game. But then again, that's for anything, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
100%.
I can watch it, but there live, I can watch anything live.
I tell you what, there's one time in my whole existence where I actually enjoyed a cricket game, but was it last year or a year before? You'll hear a lot of cockerels just going off. This is the Old Farm bus surrounding. But was it England versus Australia, and there was like 1 point in it or something really spectacular?
It was a big game one. I can't remember what it was.
I mean, it obviously wasn't that good to me because I can't bring it out now. But my sister's partner just ran upstairs and was like, "Everyone needs to watch this." And I was like, "What is it? What is it?" It's like,
I know
cricket.
what you mean now. Yeah.
And I was like,
was it the World Cup?
I think man.
It was the World Cup, and it was literally like going to the absolute wire, wasn't it? No, that was good.
That was exciting. I remember it. I went down. I was like, I hate cricket, but he's like, no, seriously, come and just experience this. So I came in. I was like, okay, this I can get into it. And that I do like that in people. Do you know when they can just vibe with anybody's passion? You just
might as well.
That's cool.
That's my idea. You might as well. Do you know what I mean? You're here.
It's a good attitude.
You're not. If you can't vibe with cricket and you're at a cricket match, well, you're not really going to enjoy yourself, are you?
No.
So why would you not?
Just
why
get
would you
in.
not at least try and go with it? Do you know what I mean?
So you've had your cricket, and why? If you enjoy watching like MMA and that, how come? Is it just like a bystander that you enjoy it as? Have you actually watched it and thought, I would like to get in that cage?
Have you been punched in the face?
Yeah, a lot. Can you tell?
I didn't want to say. But no, it's not all that, but it hurts, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's why I liked the jiu-jitsu. I do like that. I've not done much, and I'm not very good at it, as you're not for a long time. Like, it takes months to even not get choked out every roll. But just it's like violence when no one gets hurt. So
okay.
you get it out.
Yeah.
Like you at football, you get the violence out. No one really gets hurt.
Yeah.
So as soon as it hurts, just tap.
Just
and
controlled.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do like that
and it works
aspect of
everything.
it.
It's probably one of the hardest things I've ever done.
And I think we both agree on like loving Joe Rogan's and like loving that podcast. And when he talks about it, same with Russell Brand on his podcast. They were just saying like that person could, if they got you in a chokehold, like they could kill you essentially.
Joe Rogan could kill you in a million different positions.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? We toes.
And there's something really leveling about that, I suppose. Like the fact that a bloke is older you and you have to tap out, it will get rid of your ego to speak.
I gave up on myself on one. I was rolling against this guy who must have been like 40s or 50s. I think he was purple belt, so he's good.
Okay.
So almost up there. I can't remember if it's purple. Is it purple, brown, black, something like that? Or is it purple, black, something like that? And he had me and I tried to roll onto my front because I was just lost. Absolutely, I'm like, he's getting me here. He's got me. He's coming. So I rolled onto my front and I caught myself in the mirror and it, like, for a split second, I just gave up on myself.
Yeah.
I completely just lay just dead and just went, and then came back like, no, he's going to kill you.
Yeah.
But honestly, that moment, I just felt just done.
Wow.
Like a deer, when a deer lies down and lets a lion get it. I felt I'm done. Because I could not be, there's a little girl that goes there and she will tie you in knots.
Really?
She'll get you in chokes and arm bars and you're like, this is, first it's embarrassing, but why is it? Because you're so much better. And then you give up. Because you go, you are going to rip my arms off and there's nothing you can do. That's the best bit about it, and there's nothing you can do about it.
And what sort of lessons do you learn in them moments?
Probably chill out.
Yeah.
Chill out. Like, it's what it can all be over and all that stuff everyone goes on about. Do you know what I mean? And that shows you. If he just when they choke you, I don't know if you've ever been properly choked out.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Oh my God.
My friend
Nobody needs that.
Do you know Loz? He goes to the gym.
Sparring.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Don't talk about that dangerous man.
Love him to pieces. But one time I was just on the dance floor, so you're not expecting it, and he just come from behind.
That's so Loz, isn't it?
And why
is he coming behind people choking people?
He just got me in the chokehold, but it passed me out, and I hit my head.
He told me that story.
Yeah,
Did someone tap you as well, and then you went again? Or is that someone else? That's someone else.
Oh no, because he's my mate. But yeah, maybe. But no, that I was at Regal and I was chatting to my mate, and I think they might have planned it. But I was just chatting here, and then suddenly I'm on the floor.
Yeah,
and
waking
it was like,
up.
It was quite dangerous because I bashed my head on the table. And yeah, I love combat sport, but people do have to just be careful about how they're going about it and how they're channeling that.
Just shows you, it only takes a second. You've only got to cut that blood off, and your brain just goes.
And especially so unexpecting of it.
Oh yeah, I had a party at a mate's house in Lost Came actually. I don't know if you know Aaron Turner as well.
Yeah, of course I do. Yeah,
and Dean and that, and
lads.
Oh, they're amazing. Honestly, some of the best people I've ever met. I come downstairs from this party, and Aaron, I don't know if it's Loz or Aaron's got this girl that no one really knows. Just in like, I don't even know the terminology, but he's like, he had hold of her arm, but he's also got like a triangle going around her neck, and he's just showing her, right, in this position, what you do? And I'm just... I thought we were having a party. Yeah. and then that chick, she gets up, and then Loz goes, oh, let me just show you this one. Aaron, get on the floor. And then there's triangles going off, and there's flying arm bars, and it's just flying triangle. Oh,
a big game of Twister.
Honestly, they love it, and there is no way they are at a party.
Yeah.
And jiu-jitsu is not happening.
Yeah.
It's always
There's
happening.
a community feel to it, though, isn't there?
It's mega.
Do you know what is I've really got into it at the minute on YouTube is the Ultimate Fighters.
Oh,
remember watching them back in the day?
Do you remember Rampage Jackson when he destroyed the door? Yeah. That's one of the scariest things I've ever seen in my life. He just punches it, headbutts it, rips it off.
Animals. But there's a lot of like Big Brother-esque aspect to it, isn't there? They're just doing a social experiment, I suppose.
In a way,
with people that are full of testosterone, full of rage, but again, it's so beautiful because the good moments, there's actually a real community feel to it. So you get the balance of both.
And there's a lot of respect in it as well.
That is what he does, though, very well. Dana White is create entertainment.
He's amazing. He's amazing. It's just he blows everything up, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But he's a funny one though. If you start looking into him, he's like
really.
Oh yeah.
What?
Do you know that he doesn't own it all?
Really?
Did you know that?
Please tell me,
there's two. I'm not that up on it, but there's two brothers. So it's him and there's two brothers that own it. And if I think it's the two brothers, when you look at them, you're like, oh, you're two interesting people. So what have you been up to?
Is it because basically, like, everything needs a face? Like Donald Trump, for example, totally. you give her like a face and a position. But actually, it is always the people behind the scenes doing the sort of puppeteering.
Yeah, totally. Can't be a one-man band, especially not that big.
No, yeah, of course. The UFC is one of the biggest organisations.
Massive. He's done amazing though, hasn't he? Yeah. Big gambler as well, Dana White.
I did hear that.
He says the most he's ever lost in a bet was $1 million, and the most he's won is 6. So that's when you're not playing, are you? You're not messing around when you're doing
coins.
That much. Yeah.
I'm bad with gambling, man.
Why do you like it?
I went for my dad's birthday for like his 50th, and I lost like all my wages in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, you probably should.
I really worked it out. I was like,
away from the
this
table.
isn't for me.
No, yeah. I quite like poker, quite like that. Because there's in a lot of gambling, it's just put your money down and hope. Yeah. Whereas if you start looking into poker, you're like, there is a way to do this. It's like Tom at the gym. Tom's really good at poker actually. Whitey's not bad either. And Tom says it's about 70% skill, 30% luck.
Okay. I prefer things with skill.
Because it's math.
Right.
If you can figure, it's all your like card ranges. So whatever's down, whatever you've got, you can then work out, well, if he's betting that, well, then that must mean he's got this, and that's when the bluffing comes in at top level.
Rain Man a little bit, or just like working
I
out.
wish. I'm
or Alan off The Hangover is my reference point here.
I'm awful at poker, though.
My mates all get together and play it, but just because I don't want to surround myself in that energy too much, I always just go, nah, I can't come over, lads.
I'm busy.
As soon as you're doing a bit of music or you're putting anything like that on, I'll be there. But yeah, the gambling aspect, I felt it in me. It was like my addict.
Oh yeah, it comes out quite quick.
Personality is so strong
because you only have to win once.
Yeah,
and then you're off.
Yeah,
they've got you then.
I think that's what happened. I think I won my first one and it was red or black, and I just put like half of my money on red and just won. But then afterwards I was like, this is great. Put all that I've just won on black. I think I lost it in about 10 minutes.
Keep you away from the table.
Yeah, 100%, man. I'm happy to just leave that one, to be fair. That's a good lesson learned, is like maybe substances, poker, girls at some point.
Yeah.
They're good lessons to
Addictive
learn.
personality, maybe.
100%.
Yeah. But I think, you know what? I think we all have. I think when I've got a person, I think we've all got it. Because you're all addicted to stuff. Like people say they're addicted to sex.
I think it's
addicted
just
to food. Who's not addicted to food?
Learning
course
to
there are some
channel it.
people,
Do you know
but-
what I mean? Like some people like to look at people in a certain way, like say on drugs or substances, and they're like, oh, they're filthy, they're disgusting. But then that person is equally really into, like, even if it is the gym, which is a better hobby, a better thing to be addicted to and more healthy, but their tenacity, their belief and how strong that is, like get up at 6 a.m, be there 4 hours, do whatever, is the same feelings that other addicted person's getting. So they should be more sympathetic or empathetic towards addiction, I suppose.
Yeah, I can remember, it can be just as bad though. I can remember British rowers, can't remember which one it was, but he started doing this cycling thing. So he went and had a full body check, and they said to him, through your rowing and through your training, because of the amount of food they're having to get in to keep training as hard as they have, he was about 40 something, and they said you've got the internal organs of a 70-year-old because of the stress they've put on themselves by eating so much, training so hard and all that. So it can just be people sleep on that, really. A gym addiction, I don't think we really know anyone or many people with a gym addiction, but you could get bad. You really could get bad with it.
Yeah, and too much, like cake, too much of anything just becomes a terrible thing.
Do you know what I mean? Definitely, totally.
When you get into your training then, or because you're a personal trainer, aren't you?
Callum James Hyndman.
Yeah. Where can people find you?
On Instagram, Facebook, all the social medias, Callum James Hyndman, or
you know where to
Callum
go,
James
guys.
PT.
You've got your fans already. So with them clients, are you more about the mentality or are you more about the physique, or what's your sort of like?
No, the mentality, I'd say, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. You can, as soon as anyone can train anyone. Do you know what I mean? To be fair, I wouldn't even say you need the qualification for the insurance and all that, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Do you need that to be able to train someone? You could probably go in and train some people, couldn't you?
Train. I know.
Do you know what I mean?
How to lift some weights.
You might not be perfect on everything, but you're pretty much there, aren't you? So you could train someone.
I go around with Chrissy even and sort of mentor her.
Do you know
a
what I
little
mean?
bit. Yeah.
But it's got to be more the mental side, because your body can go so far. Your body can do like that. David Goggins will say, when you think you want to get on the floor and cry, you're probably 40% the way there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you can get yourself there, well, what can't you do? Do you know what I mean? And the mentality, you've got to enjoy it, surely. Do you know what I mean? I could get you in and train you and you just abuse you and not even talk to you, apart from we're doing this, keep like screaming at you, blah, whatever, but is there enjoyment there?
Have you seen that in personal trainers on your journey? Have you been to other gyms or anywhere where you've thought, bloody hell,
there's definitely people like that, but no one I've seen, all the people up at Gym Fit, and I always say, I know I'm going to be biased, but in this area, are you going to find anywhere better?
No,
if you actually think about it,
it is a genuine community.
If I never worked there and I went in all the gyms, I'd probably go, well, yeah, of course it's that. And the stuff they've done is mega. Been in and seen it, unreal.
It was something different for me. It's an experience being there, because I go in to most places and I do want to look after my body and I want to sort of like give myself an outlet.
Everyone wants to look good, don't they?
Yeah.
Everyone.
Getting on a beach and just feeling good, looking good is perfect. But another aspect that I really want is like community feel. I want to go somewhere and feel a vibe, or like be able to talk to whoever you want, and sort of like if they are into their training, I'll leave them to it. I'm not going to go and interrupt it. Yeah. But there are also you have so many sessions that you can get involved with. You just feel a part of something when you go there.
Yeah. It's like, where did I go? I don't want to slag anywhere off, but
no.
Belper Leisure Centre, when I was younger, you go in and you're like, this is worrying. Like, no, you're not getting looked at, you're just getting funny looks.
Yeah.
The staff, when you walk in, you're not getting spoke to. And how many gyms? I've been to a few different gyms now, and you're all a bit like this. Like, why are you so serious? That's probably it as well. Why are you so serious?
Yeah.
Like, chill out, we're just training. Just want to get a bigger chest so we can go on the beach. Do you know what I mean?
It's great. Yeah, it's something I like to see implemented in all areas of life.
Yeah.
If people could just calm it down a little bit.
Chill out.
Yeah, this is going to be a nice experience. And there's some people want to come and hit it hard.
Oh my God, some people,
But you can enjoy that aspect of it too.
And they do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's why you say like you'd leave them alone, because that's what, if you came in and said, "Oh, what are you doing?" Like, shut up! Like I'm trying to get on with something here.
Before it was Gym Fit, it was the Pulse, wasn't it?
The Pulse, what a legend!
And there was time. It was. I suppose it's interesting because it was different times of the day. I go in, and sometimes it was all the really big lads there.
Yeah.
But you felt intimidated, and they didn't necessarily vibe with you, and they didn't want to talk, and that was fine. But I did feel there was more of that. But then other times of the day you go in and everyone's sort of just having a good conversation, like talking to each other about the gym, and it's a nice atmosphere to be in. But it seems to, every time I go in now at Gym Fit, at any point, if you want to work really hard, you've got them guys. But if you want to sort of still work out but be around people as well, it's the perfect place to be for all of that.
Totally. And
I love the sessions.
Yeah, like you're saying, it's the staff, it's the people. It's the people that go to the gym, and it's the way I think it's the way they run it as well. It's like everyone get in, just don't be a dick.
That's just like the golden rule,
isn't it?
It's
the golden rule of just don't be a dick. And and now there is still some big lads that go in there.
Yeah.
And I can't really think of any of them that you'd say is a dick. Do you know what I mean? And they'll all, if people had actually, it's less them looking at you funny and thinking that, it's more your confidence and your insecurities that you won't go and ask them, how'd you do that? Do you know what I mean? And they're too busy getting on with their thing that they see you and they probably think, oh, I can't even be bothered. And that's why we're there. Do you know what I mean?
It's good to have people though that will just speak out, will go up to somebody, will just talk. And
it's mega, isn't it?
You've got that. Like, you will chat to anybody about anything at any point. And has that come on quite strong to you working?
That place definitely helped, especially because I first started at the Pulse.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that's a bit of a baptism of fire, isn't it?
Yeah.
All these monsters walking around, and it's a bit close to spit and sawdust, as they used to call it. But that place definitely helped me. Do you know what I mean? And it's only gets better, really. That's the thing. It grows with you.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're constantly changing it. They're constantly trying to make it. It's like the closest to a commercial gym that isn't a commercial gym. Do you know what I mean? We're getting closer and closer all the time.
What I do really like is when I go in, I don't feel you're trying to sell me anything extra. You're not trying to be like, you need this, you need that to be better, you need that. They treat you as an individual. You'll be like, what are you wanting out of this? What do you want from the gym? And if it's just to feel a bit better, feel cool, be part of something, look a bit better, you're at the right place.
Totally. A lot of stuff, you need this, you need that. It's just fluff, isn't it? You don't really need it. And like if you start talking to us when they say, oh, I'm starting this, I'm starting that, well, there isn't any science for that, or this is the only thing that's proven. We'll just tell you. We're not going to sell you like 50 quid's worth of protein if you don't need 50 quid's worth of protein. Because it's not fair to you. If we walked into a gym, you don't want to be sold the dream, do you? And then you get the rug pulled away and you go,
What's your the most clients come to you, what is their big response? What are they most wanting when they come to you? Do you get a similar sort of
you get
feel?
mostly from people you want the usual like weight loss, toning. Do you know what I mean? That's what you're generally going to get, because most people, like I say, it's just to look good, feel better. All anyone wants is feel good, don't you?
I think so happiness that's what you generally becomes the top goal. But a lot of them, I suppose, feel if I get more money, I'm going to be happier. If I get this girl, I'm going to be happier. If I get the body, I'm going to be happier. And they all may be going with that sort of intention. But afterwards, when they start training, I'll just put me back on.
Honestly, rookie. What is this podcast?
That camera just don't know how to behave. So as you go on with training, you start to get that, it's something extra that I actually want, and it always transcends from like just feeling happier, just feeling a happier person. But maybe you have to go down the avenues of trying to get the money, trying to get the girl, trying to get the body.
I think you're right there.
And then afterwards it comes, it's the bigger, thirstier things in life.
You chase the wrong thing to find the right thing.
Mate, that's the quote for today. Done. We crazy, baby.
No, totally. It's like you almost, with training, you almost see it with people. You know, when you see people, they're quite big, they'll come in, they'll get so far, and then you just lose it. There's like, it's almost like there's an imaginary line somewhere. It is for everyone. And then you see them, as soon as someone breaks through it, you're like, you're gone, you're good now. You will never stop, you'll keep going, because you get it. Just when you get it,
One video I watched recently, and I love South Park myself. I'm really into
never
South
watched
Park.
it much, but I love. There's some bits so funny, aren't they?
And there's a guy called Alan Watts as well. So South Park and Alan Watts are sort of my gurus, and they combine forces.
Yeah.
So they did a little 2-minute video together, and it's called like The Music of Life. But it was this little character done in a little South Park animation style, and he's like bobbing along, and it just shows society how we go to school. And in school, you're trying to get these grades and sort of bob along and you're getting these grades. Then you go to uni, and again, it's trying to chase something. And then you get a job, and then you're trying to chase a quota and trying to get the next an upgrade and just keep following this thing. And this person gets to the end goal and he's at the top of the tower. And then he gets this bag of money, but he realises it's empty, and he feels this emptiness.
Lonely at the top.
All he's been doing along the way is just chasing something, chasing,
you never get
pushing
anywhere.
forward. And it's like, yeah, what you just said. All he's feeling at the end was he missed the dance, and I love it at the end. The whole thing, the whole journey was just supposed to be a musical thing, and you're supposed to sing and dance your way through it. And it was a beautiful metaphor in 2 minutes of like how he sees life, and it's every avenue, every moment you're going down. If it is to get big, it's all about the journey up to that, though.
No, totally.
You've got to enjoy.
But you can't. It's hard, isn't it? Because you can, for some reason, you want to be in the moment, but you just can't quite get into it, can you? Because you want to be that big.
You're not that big yet. Else,
as soon as you start bodybuilding as such, you're you in a fashion, you probably get a little bit of body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
Because you look this big, but not that big. And then you get that big, you're not this big, and you're constantly just you're on the edge all the time. You're close, but you're never going to get there.
And be better than the next person and the next person.
Yeah, and that's why you should just, like you say, just enjoy the journey. Yeah, because you're never going to be big enough. You're never going to be strong enough, fast enough.
The thing I'd encourage most is people to conversate about it. People to even talk to the person they're looking at, and they get a little bit of envy or even jealousy towards. Just have an open conversation and ask how that feels at that point.
But no one wants to do that, do they?
No.
That's the problem.
But a lot of the time, when you do, you realise they've got their own demons they're facing. They've got their own life they're living, and they're struggling in these ways.
I'd say that's for me as well when you're asking like my journey in that. I think it's the realisation of that. When you moan at someone and then they tell you that something awful's just happened and you go, oh yeah. Yeah. Everyone's got it going on. Yeah. Everyone has. And it's 9 times out of 10, it's probably worse than you anyway. Yeah. You're probably just whining about. Half the time I'm just whining about something anyway. All the time. It's fun. I quite enjoy it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Feeds your ego a bit.
Totally. You need to feed it sometimes. You got to.
I need drama. I'm bored
some people
it.
love a bit of drama, don't they? That's a good thing about working in the gym.
Where are you from originally?
From Chad,
okay.
Actually, in Derby.
And what are that area sort of like in terms of that?
I got out the hood early, which is good.
So were you part of it at one stage then?
No, not really. I'm too young. No, to be fair, it's funny. It's like in Chad, it's the road my dad lives on, amazing, and the one off it is fine. Then you've only got to go like 2 off, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna lock my door. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them, and then you go 2 roads again, and it's fine. Then it's all over. But I think most places have got more hype than they actually have the trouble. Especially these days where everyone's just on the phone or watching something, playing something, blah, blah. No one's really out doing that much bad stuff, really. I wouldn't say. There are a lot of stuff going off, but...
Most people leave you to it, though, don't they? Do you know, if you're not causing the trouble or out there in them energies, most of the time they allow it. Is how I've noticed things. Yeah. And people, like we're saying about egos, people want to feel a part of something all the time. So they feel they have to talk about places in these certain ways. And then when they're talking in that certain way, they've got to fulfill that. So they've got to be part of that.
You almost create the story, don't you?
Yeah,
you've got to become the story.
Yeah, man.
Because it's the fear of people finding you out. That you're from, like, you say to someone, I'm from Chad. Yeah. Ooh. You only have to meet me for 5 minutes. I'm not from Chad. I'm not from Chad. Do you know what I mean?
But and like you say, I think some people really like that about it.
It's association all the time, isn't it? You hear something and you before they've even said the next word, you've already answered everything. You ran the story through your head. You know what's going off, don't you? We ain't got a clue. You ain't got a clue. You might be right, but 9 times out of 10, you ain't got a clue.
And even if you build that preconceived narrative up, and you think of that person in that way, you're going to treat them in that certain way as well.
Totally.
You're going to talk to him a certain way.
Everyone judges everyone. You can't get away from it. You can't. The first time you walk up to me here, I'm looking what you're wearing. Do you know what I mean? Why has he got those sunglasses on?
I know you. I know you as I think you're a friend, and I know you as somebody who's like a silent observer. Like, I think you watch what's going on, take it all in, and then you're like, interesting, and weigh it all up yourself. And because you're behind reception and all day you're just surrounded by people and listening to stories
it's
and
amazing.
Seeing how people are.
Oh, it's amazing.
What sort of things are you picking up? Like,
oh God, the stuff. There's a lot of stuff I can't tell people.
I bet you're missing out, aren't you, at the minute?
To be honest, that's probably the best bit, just people.
Yeah.
Because aren't we so weird?
We
aren't we the weirdest thing?
We confuse everything.
We're amazing, but God, we're weird.
You look out there at that horse now, and all it's doing today is I'm going to eat, I'm going to survive, and I'm going to live my day and go to sleep.
I love animals for that. Like yesterday, I got back, and then there's a cat that comes out, and I'm stroking this cat. You stroke it, and then they just walk off, don't they? And they just sit there like that.
It's done it. It's done just what it needed.
And then we're thinking, I've got to do this, I've got to go buy that, I've got to go do blah, blah, blah. Oh, would you just shut up?
That's an Eckhart Tolle quote who I like listening to. He's a bit of a spiritual teacher. And he always says, I live with 7 spiritual practitioners, all of them cats.
Wow. Yeah, I think if the Egyptians were doing it, there's definitely something in it. Because they were some very clever people.
What do you know about them? Because I know you're into documentaries.
They built some pyramids. No. I don't know really. I don't know a massive amount. I used to know more from school and that. But so clever. Clever.
What sort of like, because what I like communicating with you on is weirdness.
Oh, because everything's weird. Don't you think everything's weird?
What it is like conspiratorial conversation gets so frowned upon and so sort of shut down.
Yeah.
And for me, I understand why that happens.
Because Americans created the phrase conspiracy theory in which to throw people off. Because now everything's a conspiracy theory.
It all gets
people conspire to do stuff.
Yeah.
You will conspire for good, you'll conspire for bad, in the middle. People do, but now they've created conspiracy theory.
Genius.
As soon as you hear it, don't want to hear you. And my family are the worst for it.
Yeah.
God, I get told all the time, would you stop talking about that? I'm like, but especially with this going off, come on.
They're like, oh, you're creeping into conspiracy here. And it's like, hang on, there may be stuff where it has been demonized or made to look silly. But like what you have just perfectly said then, because they've bracketed it, because they've been able to tartan the same brush on
straight
everything.
Away. And that's what they always do.
Everything gets put. Oh, mate, you've just given me a massive
it's like
epiphany.
In America, one of the I'm not going to say it's the only reason, but one of the massive reasons why marijuana got banned and outlawed and everything was because it was all coming from like Jamaica and all those areas.
Yeah.
They were bringing it in. So the government, racism coming straight in with them, just said that all these white women are going to start smoking this weed, which is awful for you, and you're all going to die if you ever even smell it.
Yeah.
They're all going to get loose and start going with black men. Ban it. And that is almost where it started from.
Wow.
Just that, from racism, from you are not having our women, because we're big monkey.
I'd love it if people just search back slightly into their feelings and negativity towards something. If all they just did was like take a minute to go, where's this coming from? What have I been told as a kid? What have I been told throughout my life in conditioned surroundings? Why am I feeling this way? And if you did like just say 5 minutes of investigation, you're probably going to like
5 minutes.
Wow your mind a little bit, aren't you? You're just going to have
I used to love doing dot to dot as a kid. That's all it is. Just connecting dots. Like all this going off at the minute. It takes you 5 minutes and you'll go, so something bigger.
When a conspiracy gets brought out as truth, though, like you've seen stuff.
That's what I love. What is it then?
Yeah,
I always say that to people.
I was just going to say,
when it comes out, I always go to people. Well, what
box does it go into?
Because now they've put a tick on it.
Yeah.
They really did do that.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm like, so you believe all that? So I tell you this, and no, that's conspiracy theory.
Real though.
What? So you need the policeman to come to your house and tell you, oh no, actually that did happen, or you need Boris to come down and go, oh no, yes, it was real, babbling like he does.
Is there any? Okay, so in conspiratorial conversation, is there any that you think, oh well, that is gone far down the line? Like maybe like for me, flat Earth's one that I'm like, well,
I can see it.
What's the point of that, but I understand.
Easy for that.
Okay.
We all think the Earth's round. Well, if it is flat, what else are you lying about?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Because if you're lying on the whole shape of all of this, all of reality, well then
I've heard that.
What else are you going on
I've
about?
heard that belief before. It was one come to me from thinking, but all the evidence to suggest not. Why did the first truth get to? Why did the first voice say it was flat? What was it? Do you feel it was just to see if we can lie to people, see how far we can take it?
Oh, we can definitely lie to people. But like, I don't know if you know Alex Jones in America.
Yeah.
He literally says, "I am going to pay." You know what he's like? Stood up screaming at the mic. He says, "I'm going to get a rocket, and I'm going to." He says, "I'm not going on it." And I can't remember if he says it's to Eddie Bravo. He says, "I'm putting you on it. You're going to go up, and you're going to tell us." He says, literally, I'm going to get a rocket because money's to only do cool stuff with, which I do like that saying. He says, I'm going to put it up there and we're just going to look and go, okay, that's it. And that's all you need, really, isn't it?
I mean, what's beautiful with this as well is it's good to be sceptical. It's good to question everything.
How many liars do you know?
Yeah,
Jesus,
all the time.
They're everywhere.
My dad's best quote for me is always like, believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. And
totally.
It makes me go down paths of discovery and curiosity, and that's what I want to instill in like young people. Like, you don't have to go and just consume everything and believe everything, but also you need to be skeptical with everything you're going down. You need to think about it for yourself and have this open mind. And, you know, maybe the flat earth one for me, I've looked down and thought, well, interesting. There's people I really like Joe Rogan, who do dismiss that. But then because they do get bought into a box, all the ones that I think, well, that's actually got a lot of belief and ethicity behind it, they all get put in there as well. Does that...
Everyone wants to put you in a box as well.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to tell that rhythmical Mike's this way. Well, I suppose on Tuesdays I am.
Yeah.
I don't wake up like that, do I? But everyone wants to put you in a box.
Be careful
if you're
what you
like
call
this,
yourself.
do you know what I mean? And it's easy to fall into it as well. They keep telling you all the time, then you start becoming it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's a great say. There was a little kid the other day, and she was asked if she was vegan, and she goes, "Sometimes I am."
Yeah.
And I just thought, that's beautiful.
I quite like Joe Rogan's thing of be vegan, but just have like a steak a week and just have some eggs. In which eggs, when you start looking into them, you're like, yeah, they are good, but they've also got a lot of bad on them.
What it is, just what we were saying there, it's labels. When you get stuck on a label, like I was for a long time, maybe I'll go poet. I am a poet. Yeah. And that's a part of me, but I got so attached to poet, I couldn't break from it. I couldn't do anything else. I couldn't be a musician
You are now
anymore.
a poet, and that's all you're allowed to be, because that's all we want you to be.
Mikey Markham, the weightlifter. I couldn't be Mikey Markham, the filmmaker, or anything else. I was just like, this is what I need to be now.
Yeah.
But to be able to like be open to all areas and walks of life and be interested in that's the important part.
Yeah.
That's what you need to be able to allow yourself.
You'll get bored of it as well. You will.
Everything.
Everyone gets bored of it. Look at footballers.
Yeah.
How many of them are bored?
Yeah.
You've got to be, aren't they? Because you're way better than that. You can tell they're not trying. Like, look at Derby County.
Yeah.
How many times should they be in that Premier League?
Oh dear.
Definitely. I'm not having anyone tell me, and I'm not massive into my football, but they choose to not go up. Or it's looked like it a couple or a few seasons. It's looked like you don't want to go up, do you? Because you know when you go up, you're not playing.
Got to try, and you don't want to come back down with 11 points and the lowest history.
You can tell, but it's all effort, isn't it? Everything's effort.
I completely agree, man. So what's a conspiracy then that you actually think, well, hang on, before you put that...
it's absolute ramble?
No, truth. The one that's actually like coming out at the minute where you're like, wow, there's too many...
Oh, well, COVID. Should we start with COVID-19?
Yeah, go on then. Smash me with it.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. You can't say for sure, but you've got Jeffrey Epstein in America. Like, you've had that many... Is it pathologists? Is it? Something like that looked at that prison cell and gone, there is no way you can hang yourself, even if you threw yourself at warp speed off the top bunk. So you've got that. You've got everything that goes with that, who he was with. You've got Prince Andrew.
This is a big one. And this is what I'm listening to you talk about. And this is the one where people...
Well, it's here. Again, we're in it.
And they'll go, oh, there's conspiracies, but then they'll take this one out and then go, but not that one. That shouldn't have been in there.
Yeah.
That shouldn't have been in the box of conspiracies.
I'll agree with some people give an argument for that nuclear weapons aren't real. Because if you see a big mushroom cloud, well, what if that's just a really big bomb? And you could go down a rabbit hole forever. I've never seen one. I've never been closer to blah, blah, blah. But
I tell you what,
that's just random.
But it gives so much, like, interesting conversation.
Yeah, it just opens it all
shut
up.
down and just told no.
Just keep the door shut, never open it.
Yeah. Just think like this. Think like we always have. Go to your education, learn algebra,
God, the education.
Learn down this system, be controlled, be told what to do. But then the moment one thing comes out, it's like it opens the door of everything.
And people don't believe they're controlled either. People don't believe they're controlled. Do you know what I mean? But if you've only got to spend 5 minutes, you'll go, well, we are to a point.
And towards some people, I understand. Like, say if somebody's going through psychosis or something that's very detrimental towards psychology in the brain, if they get too stuck into conspiracies and they get too stuck into that way of being,
you can easy.
It can very much be a really dangerous life to live and be down.
It can make you very negative as well.
Yeah.
Very negative because everything's controlled and everything's fake.
But to be somebody like you, or I believe I am, like to be open-minded and be able to have conversation, have a laugh with it, and be able to like reach out and think of different things and think differently. It actually opens up so many more doors for you in life.
Because you think about that. And then halfway through, I don't know what your brain's like, but mine's like mentally. I think everyone's is. It's all over the place. You're halfway through talking about that, and then you think about that, and you go, "I never thought about that."
Yeah.
And then you're off on that, and then you think about that, and then. But if you never start,
and it opened up my influx of people I could talk to. Then though,
totally.
I actually like.
As soon as people can see it, they're like, "Oh, okay. Well, I'll talk to you now." Because a lot of the time, I speak to some people, and they don't talk to that many people. Because, like Eddie Bravo said. About a year or two ago, I don't put as much out as I want to for the fear of it, for the genuine fear of I'm quite a big name. I'm talking about stuff in which people definitely get assassinated for. You ever heard of the Clinton, the Clinton hit list or something?
I can
the
imagine
amount of people they've had just dropped.
Don't you dare start putting my name on it.
Do you know more talking Let's like get this. Come on, Hillary, come at us.
On the bus, we'll do some like booby traps.
Oh, shall we? That's a massive thing as well. Is it something like she deleted 300,000 emails?
Yeah.
In which her right-hand man, when she was running for president, is it John Podesta? Yeah, John Podesta, his brother's Tony, isn't it? He is Pizzagate in a way. Have you heard of that? Pizzagate. Yeah. Like all that. Can I have a pizza for an hour?
Yeah, there you go.
You can eat it as quick as you want, mate. Why do you want it for an hour? What, you want to give the pizza back after an hour? Well, we don't want it because you've ate some of it.
Yeah.
But you haven't, have you? Because we all know what it is. As soon as you read them emails, you're like,
is that
oh God, Lord.
What the Justin Bieber songs were? Yummy Yummy.
I don't know. Not heard that.
I've heard somebody mention
the amount of people, if you go into all that cult stuff, in which now everyone will go, no, because that's what everyone does with it. Because I'll agree, it's too far-fetched. But the more you look into it, the more you go, this is happening. It is definitely happening.
I suppose if you're going to execute a perfect conspiracy that is true, like basically your master plan, you want it to be as far-fetched as possible, because then when people stop, like, then that's mad though. That's
too far. Can't believe it.
That's the perfect way of going about it, really, isn't it?
It is. But the amount of people when you start reading into it, and there's a little bit of evidence for people, and you're like, I cannot believe these people. And the more this COVID ties in, if you look at whoever was the first people to say, I've got COVID-19, watch them. Watch them straight away. It's not even got out of China. I've got COVID-19. What are you covering up? What are you covering up? Like, look, who's on Sky Movies at the minute? I don't know if you have Sky Movies. There's a channel been put on Sky Movies. Tom Hanks.
Okay, yeah.
Put him in front of everyone, because if you're the face and you're the good guy, in which he'll never play a bad guy. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah.
And he makes jokes about it.
Yeah.
He says, I will never answer the question as to why I won't play a bad guy. You look into it, you start going, because I think you're one of them. I think you are the bad guy.
Okay.
You look into him, and you look into loads of him. It ties into so much stuff, and it gets that crazy. Like the Freemasons. You look into Freemasons at low level, it's just funny handshakes and going to dinners with your bow ties on or whatever they do.
The old Simpsons.
You start looking high up, in which Matt Groening is a Freemason. Did you know that?
I didn't, man. No,
right.
No.
So no one knows that he was a Freemason, and that they say that's why potentially he could he's guessed so much stuff right. Because they, in a way, everyone thinks they kind of have a lot of pull, don't they? But you know, when you look high up at the top people, it's basically the cult. It's basically Satanism again.
Wow.
And you know who's the leader of the Freemasons?
No.
Prince Philip, the king that isn't a king.
Right. Okay.
So he's top boy.
Yeah.
And it's Satanism. And you're the Queen's husband.
What is Satanism though? Like, do you know?
Like rituals and everything you see in the film. You ever watch Sherlock Holmes?
Do they actually worship Satan?
And like David Icke will say, in which now everyone who hasn't turned off before go, no, David Icke, he's silly. He's so silly. What did you say again? I've lost it. I was thinking about something else.
I was just on, because I don't know. I've seen a book on it. Satanism.
Oh, Satanism.
But I didn't know what it was and too much about it.
That's what I was going to say. So David Icke says you don't have to believe in the devil, or you don't have to believe in these rituals cause this and they drink. You ever heard of adrenochrome?
Again, I think by Joe Rogan, but I can't remember. What's that?
Well, it's a bit. This is meant to be a light podcast.
But everything you're talking about, like, you're allowed to, dive into, man. Because I'm just learning, and again, I'm a firm believer that I'll take everything on, and I'll be able to put the jigsaw together in my own way.
Yeah. Normally takes me like a day.
Yeah.
I'll be like, tomorrow you'll have said something, and I'll go. That's what he was on about.
It's just conversation. I want to be able to do these podcasts and talk freely and openly about anything.
That's what I love about him. Just watching Joe Rogan is an interesting person. I love watching the ones with Joey Diaz.
Yeah, he's
cocksucker.
He's crazy.
Because he just says that. All he does
guy.
Every 3 sentences is "you cocksucker."
And then he's always got the perfect story for that moment.
Oh, it's amazing.
Doesn't matter what they were talking about. Joe would say something funny, but then Joey Diaz is like, Joey, I got this story for you, and it's just
it's amazing.
10 times better.
Yeah, but like David Icke says, you don't have to believe in it, but they do. And that's all that matters.
Yes. Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you believe the devil's down there or up there, or if he's real at all. But they do. And they're doing things in which to worship him and all that. And adrenochrome, if you want to get really light and lovely, you get adrenochrome in its purest form, and it's the most exclusive drug in the world. You can't get it anywhere.
From children?
So what you have to do is you have to torture a child, and the adrenal gland in the brain releases adrenaline in the biggest form possible. And then they drink that. And if you look at Hillary Clinton, she's getting younger. If you pull up after this a photo of Hillary Clinton 10 years ago now, you're like, you look better. Celine Dion, like a lot of it ties into Trump as well. A lot of people, have you ever heard of Q? There's this thing on the internet now called Q Anonymous, in which it's people dropping like data points in which you follow it, and I don't actually do it because I don't really know where to go.
Yeah.
But you follow it and it will show you like what someone said or a symbol. Like about that Pizzagate or the symbol, and they come up, and then enough people go, that's it, and then boom, they're off again, and they've got some new information on it. Wow. And it's crazy. There's literally, it's funny because there's a war in it. If you actually look at it, and it sounds crazy, it's almost like at the minute there is a war going off.
Okay.
There is an actual war online.
I can feel it.
Do you know what I mean? You can't you? There's like
whatever it is inside you. There's an energy or a no, but you know something's not right. It's not black and white. It's not. This is just reality.
There's totally a war. There's a war going off at the minute. And the funny thing is, like, what was I watching? You watched White Lines on Netflix recently?
I've not seen that yet,
it's really good, about Ibiza and stuff.
I think after this podcast, you're going to have to give me like a whole list of everything I've got to go down.
On that, one of the main characters says about, because they've just found this guy that's died, and he died 20 years ago. And he sat there on this beach and he says, it's funny real life, because in the films you can see the bad guy, you can see the good guy. Yeah.
But in real life, obvious.
In real life, you don't know anything.
Not like that.
You don't know anything. You don't know who's stabbing you in the back or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's so true.
How does that make you feel? Like, because you've got this good philosophy of flow with it all. But when I hear that, sometimes it gets a little bit so confusing that I get a bit suffocated in life. Then I get a bit like,
I have been looking at them for a long time. I can remember not sleeping when you're like 13 years old. I just have YouTube running. Like what was it? I used to watch like the I watched once. This was so funny. Like the cannibal tribes of like I can't remember where I was in Africa. And I watched this like hour and a half video on these tribes that have run in the craziest way you've ever seen, and they're all cannibals.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I've always loved everything weird, but I know what you mean about it. It gets confusing.
The best part, like when I've had a long day and I just go in and I do my escapism and I just want to chill.
Yeah.
I genuinely, my escapism isn't just like watching something like, I don't know, you name any Hollywood film.
Yeah.
I have to go on YouTube and just like go on a little...
You just let it go.
I'll start off with something innocent, like the top 10 weirdest things they've found in the ocean.
Yeah.
I love that sort of thing.
In which 9 of them aren't even that weird.
Yeah.
And you're like, why have you drawn me in again?
Here's a slightly bigger goldfish.
Yeah. Like you said Hollywood. Hollywood's massive to do with it, you know.
Yeah.
Hollywood's massive to do with it.
Well, I did a poetry reading about 3 years ago, and it was at a Russell Brand event, but his poet was on, his name's Mr. G, and again, it was a really surreal moment, but we all got on the tram together after, and I was just gooey-eyed and like, this is crazy, I love this. But Mr. G said, like, if you want to find a problem, if you want to find a route, just follow the money. You'll find it all. You'll find.
I've not even had a chance to say that yet, but any conspiracy, the easiest way to find out what's happening, who's getting paid, who paid him to say that, who paid her to go there, do this, and as soon as you follow it, you go, there it is.
There you go.
9 times out of 10, you'll go, there it is.
Splinter.
There it is. And it's a lot of the time, the funny thing is, it's funded by the same people. You know, like, this will be something to talk about. The Black Lives Matter going off at the minute. I was watching a David Icke video on it. He did that with the guy from London Real. Do you know London Real? He's got a podcast.
I've heard
in which
of him.
He has been, because they spoke about 5G, so now you've just been defunded. I don't know if you're funded, but now funding's gone because we've mentioned the word 5G. They spoke about that, and instantly his YouTube channel is gone.
Really?
His Facebook, he was taken off Facebook, blah, blah, all that stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy that they will just take you off it.
Do you think that's why a few people are switching platforms?
He's had to make his own.
Yeah,
he's had to make his own, the digital freedom platform in which to talk about stuff, because you can't. Because
I feel that with Twitter, like, I understand everybody, like especially Katie Hopkins and certain people that
I
just
can't make my mind up on
showing negativity all the time. But I think there needs to be I've heard the owner of Twitter, he was talking about it. What's it? Jack Darcy, is it? He was talking, but they're thinking of doing like a Wild West one, where everybody can just be on there and just there's no censorship.
See, why? Well, yeah, but why not?
Because
it's everywhere else. It's just because the camera's on and the mic's on.
Yeah.
That it's suddenly, you can't say that. Why? Why can't you? It's not really changed much. Again, honestly.
You're talking too much.
I'm going to have to buy you a new camera.
You need that, baby. That one just films unlimited, but this one's every like half hour. It gives it yeah.
On the Black Lives Matter, so the Black Lives Matter is basically funded by a guy called George Soros.
I've heard this. Yeah,
it's just if the cult and all that is real, he's just a massive member of it. So you're being funded by what essentially looks like a cult member who's probably racist. Do you know what I mean? He literally says, "I'm not bothered." He says, "I'm not bothered about how I do it. I'm just here to earn money."
The funny thing is with this. Like, for most people, they would listen and go, "Oh, shut up, lads. Will you stop talking in this way?"
You don't have to listen anyway.
For starters, I'm just enjoying it because I really like the possibilities of everything. The fact that there's a possibility for anything
and there
gives
is,
me
definitely.
the belief in everything.
Yeah.
And that's so important.
Definitely.
And the beauty of this, again, I'm not too invested. I'm not going to go after this and like sit in a corner and cry. I'm going to live on my life and look after my family and do the best I can do on a daily. So I'm not heavily into, but I bloody love it. I find it so fascinating.
Because why does anyone watch the news, especially now that it's just you're all going to die of COVID-19,
trying to know what's sort of going on.
If you spend 5 minutes looking behind the surface, there is honestly that much stuff that you read it and you go, I can't believe that. And then someone will show you something in which proves it's right and you go, wow. And then you go and look at something again and you go, what's going off here? There's so much news going off that you don't hear about. Like, is it something like, who is it? Is it China have invaded into Pakistan?
I don't know again.
So you don't know.
I genuinely...
So they keep saying it's we own it, all that. But it's never reported on the news that China has literally invaded Pakistan recently.
And again, if that comes out, and then but it's then like in the BBC News or in mainstream media, if
and that
comes
place
out,
is
it's
awful.
when it's too late. It's when it's like they'll claim, oh, we didn't want to scaremonger, or we didn't want to give you this, but
that's all it is, covering your back.
What they're trying to say is like the general public aren't smart enough to deal with this.
Oh, they think we're idiots. They think we're morons, and that's what they try and play on, and it always backfires.
Where'd you go and find? Is it YouTube channel, or where'd you find like
YouTube's algorithm will sort you out eventually? It will eventually just sort it all out.
Put it in the right place.
It just keeps coming, but I don't know. I've always been looking at it.
I like Reddit. Reddit's quite cool.
See, I don't spend that much time on Reddit.
It's interesting. Again, it is like a non-censorship platform.
Yeah.
Maybe there is more censorship than I know, but it does seem like quite a true news aspect.
Yeah.
But again, I don't dive down enough, to be honest, in even mainstream media. I just it's
the amount of people I've listened to that basically just say you can't really believe anything the mainstream media says. Because this, again, follow the money. I don't know how it is I suppose in Britain it's just BBC. I always say to people, what news do you watch? Well, BBC. Everyone says that. There is ITV and there's all that, but no one really watches it, do they? It's all BBC. Yeah, it's all the same ones. And in America, there's all the different channels, but when you break it down, there's 5 different main networks.
Types of platform.
And like the idea is, you might not be able to control 30 really, really rich people, but there's only 5 networks. So what if you control those 5 people? Well, then what are you? Then what are you saying? In the BBC, it's one place. We only have one news outlet. What if someone, oh my God, got control of that news outlet? And you only have to spend 5 minutes. What is
that wrinkly bloke called who's in charge of most of the media as well?
You know about that Rupert Murdoch or something?
Yeah.
Is he still in charge in all that?
And maybe not.
I can't remember what happened with him.
But I do remember like being with friends, and that was like a big one. Everyone was like talking about him. But it is like, if it's as soon as there's big levels and and then there is somebody on top of the tower doing the mechanism, that why wouldn't they want to control? Why wouldn't they want to hold?
That's what Satanism is. What they say is the thing with Satanism is the whole thing is about power.
Yeah.
So you have that much power. Well, now you want that much.
Well, it's
all about power.
All people need to do is work it out on a micro level.
Yeah.
So if you think about it for yourself, like when you were at school, and then you were getting bullied, let's say, that felt uncomfortable. So when you got to the top of it and you become the top honcho, bully.
You want a bully.
You was in charge of everyone. You were in charge of everything, and people revolved around you, and they'd come up to you if they wanted to get you got the fags in or whatever.
Yeah.
So if you look on micro levels at how people work, how mindsets are, you could really work out what's happening on a macro and a big level.
Definitely.
It would be for the people with all the money, the people with all the power, the 1%ers. The way of making that work for them, the way of like being so perfectly in position for them, would be by talking and communicating to each other and how we're gonna censorship, how we're gonna.
Why do they want to talk to? What can me and you right here provide someone that's in the 1%?
Yeah.
Nothing. Or they wouldn't imagine.
And the one thing we could provide them is being part of the system, being part of the cogs and the mechanism.
Oh, massive! It's just compartmentalising it. It's a pyramid. It's a pyramid, and it's just all control from the top. You have something like, what is it? They say 1% control it, 4% facilitate it, and then you've got the rest of us just here. And then there's a 5% that's trying to wake everyone else up, like me, absolutely spewing on about everything.
Yeah.
But I just don't get how you can't be interested in it, because as soon as it punctures your psyche and you see it, you go, what's going on?
What a lot of people, like what maybe my family would say, or some friends or some people in our society, what they'd say is like, what's the point now? Nothing we could do, nothing. But for me, the point is, if you can get people to start questioning, start looking curious in their mind, it will actually open up the avenues of where they're living and how they act. Because for me, the moment I got into substances or did anything that was mind enhancing, I looked at everything differently. I stopped working at Thornton's, which I absolutely hated. I stopped doing like the what you're supposed to do, the condition.
That's what you're always doing, isn't it? What you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I did.
And you make it up in your own head anyway.
And for me, I goes, well, what do I want to do? If I'm the person in control, if I'm the director of my universe, of my reality, what do I want to do? It's like, right, I'll start writing poems, and then I might buy some bus. Do you know what I mean? You start going down the avenues you want to go down.
Because why not? It don't really matter anyway.
It's the most, it doesn't
even matter.
Exactly.
You can get really down with the conspiracy stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you start looking into it, you're like, this is horrible.
Yeah.
This is a horrible world.
Mm-hmm.
But like you say, you can't do anything about it. Well, just look at it then. If you find it interesting, look at it and leave it. But how many, if the 1% owns the world and blah, 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 how many people is that then? Let's say in this country, if 10 people in this country run this country behind the scenes, all the dark suits and all that, well, there's 66.65 million of us.
Yeah.
So we can't tell them stop doing that.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the fear of, like with a politician. If we all went no, if we actually didn't vote and no one vote, well, what happens then? What if we go, we don't want that anymore? There's 66.65 million of us, and it's the fear that if we actually started talking to each other and actually got on, we could probably make a difference.
And do you know what the thing is? Like, even you saying that, then, like, oh, don't vote, you'll get so much shit down.
Oh, you will,
other people. But what I believe strongly is people need to put their energy and guns pointing in the same direction. If everybody pointed towards that, like, there's the problem, we need to sort out that, we'd get so much achieved. But because, like, somebody on the left or somebody on the extreme right or somebody on the extreme left or whatever walk of life you're in, they're pointing at you saying, oh, you shouldn't have said don't vote. Then somebody's pointing over there saying, oh, you've just said that. And the most genius thing that Satanism or whatever people at the top have done is get everybody to fight against each other.
Divide and conquer.
Yeah.
Simple as divide and conquer. And it's like, it makes me laugh because it's the same as Halo. It's literally red versus blue. I don't know if you've ever seen that on YouTube, that funny show. It is literally red versus blue. Yeah. That's all they've created.
That's my biggest, like, sort of thing I'm trying to tackle at the minute is, guys, even with the Black Lives Matter stuff, yes, there's something there. There's something there.
And they are the ones that are getting all the shit.
Yeah.
I'll agree with that.
There's something here that we need to address, but the semantics now are where we're all fighting on. The people like, you shouldn't have used that slogan. Oh, you shouldn't have done that hashtag. Oh, you shouldn't have done... And they're just constantly battling and bickering and biting at each other. And it's like, right, nothing's going to be achieved again now. Like we're going to get to know... We're constantly on this rat race of just like...
It is a rat race,
going back round and never getting anything accomplished.
Because you're too busy arguing.
Yeah.
And Joey Diaz said that. Joey Diaz says, I think I spent my 20s, 30s and 40s just arguing with people.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what age he hit, and he just went, why the fuck am I arguing with all these people?
Mate,
we're not even getting anywhere anyway.
I've not heard him say that, but I was the same, man.
Totally. He just said, I spent 2 decades just arguing with people.
I tell you what, the best sort of lesson for me was to just get on side with people and just accept. And, I'm not just bending over and taking it. But I'll get on people, along with people, listen to them, go interesting, and then because I'm strong enough in myself, because I know what I believe as well, I'm willing to budge if I think what they're saying is good enough.
Oh yeah, you've got to be able to budge.
And if it's not, I'll start talking my piece and I'll start sharing, but we've got on a good connection.
Yeah.
Most people now just want to say, you're wrong, shut up, don't talk like that. Like, I wrote this quote lyric the other day, and it was like, opinions are faulty because if you don't budge, you judge. Totally. And that's what everyone's doing now. They're just judging each other. Totally. You're wrong. You're part of this team.
And everyone thinks they're right, and everyone, I don't know. Is it that we all think we're perfect? Because we know we're not. We know we're not perfect, so we're just lying to ourselves.
Do you know what I see a lot of? I think it's people want to be a part of something. They want to be a part of a clique.
You've got to be, because that's what it was. We used to be a tribe.
Yeah.
And if you killed someone or you did something awful, all they used to do was just leave you in the jungle.
Yeah.
They used to literally send... If you didn't, they'd just throw sticks at you and stuff and spears. They literally used to send you off. And I think in some tribes, if you had to survive a certain amount of time, and then if you could make yourself back, if you could bring yourself back to the tribe, they took you back.
Yeah.
But the whole point is, when you do things wrong, and you do feel that, if you do something stupid at a party, everyone, even if they never say anything or look at you, the energy changes to, I feel... like I want to leave now straight away, because it's the tribe in us, and that's what it's like with sports and that. It's all the tribe, the cauldron effect they call it in a stadium.
Okay.
When everyone gets shouting and gets behind the home team, it creates an effect in which is then going to go against the opposition, because now you're in a way you're probably scared.
And when you've got teams, you have to have losers. That's the problem. There's got to be winners and losers.
No one wants to lose anymore.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's horrible. It is horrible to lose, but you've got to, because you lose every day you lose.
For me, and probably for you, like, I'm a character and I will just vibe with everybody and I'll just listen to all points. But because I've not picked a team, because I refuse to pick a team, that can be the outcast point.
Oh yeah,
then.
that can
It's like the divergence, isn't it? 'Cause
Totally.
You're like, oh, I like what you're saying there, but actually you stopped when you said this thing and you were being horrible about this type of person. And I actually like them because I've got them in my life.
Yeah.
And it's like right, left or whatever. So because I won't budge too far to be like, I want everyone in on this, I think the only way for us to get a better future that I want my kids to have, I want people around me to have, is everyone's got to start playing their part together.
Yeah.
And because I won't budge with them, I can get outcast and they're like, oh,
Yeah,
you're a
totally.
conspiratorialist, you're a daft poet, you're just whatever.
Yeah.
And it's
Again,
quite,
putting
it's
you
quite
in a
tricky.
box.
Yeah, box,
Again, straight
find your
away,
boxes,
stick him in a
put 'em
box.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because it's easy. If everyone's labelled, it's easy because you can then
Yeah.
just read the labels. He's like that, he's like that. I'm
And I
not going
think
to talk
that's
to him. I'll
what
talk to
people
him.
want, is comfort and ease.
God, isn't that what everyone wants? How nice is it in that comfort zone? It's a lovely place, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
And that with the gym, that's what it's all about again. It's all about getting out of that.
Yeah.
Because you don't grow, you don't really do anything
Yeah,
there, do you? You just enjoy it.
Again, you're metaphorizing it on a
Just-
micro level, but if you're at the gym,
Yeah.
if you're only just coasting through everything or whatever, you're gonna literally
Yeah.
look the same at the end.
And
of
it's
it.
all effort, it's all energy.
Yeah,
It's all
yeah.
it is.
Sometimes you've got to push a little further, haven't you?
Got to.
Carl,
Just a little bit.
I know, because I actually could do this all day now.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
imagine
I
if we
really
kept these
could.
cameras
Yeah,
rolling. It'd go dark, the sun would come back up. Your missus would have to bring us
I'd have a
drinks.
proper beard down
Yeah.
here, just like, man, they're after us. We'd have tin hats on.
Oh my god, after this I've got to show you. I had my hair cut yesterday, you should see how long I haven't since I last
mate.
had it cut.
I like that you've groomed yourself to see me.
I know, it wasn't
Yeah.
really intentional. I already had it sorted.
But yeah, Chris is going to do this. They're calling it "Sex on the Bus" podcast that they're getting into, and they're going to.
Does it have to be a podcast?
I think,
Can it just be
a conversation? Yeah, she's having this conversation, but we're going to call it podcast, and she's talking body positivity.
Yeah, good.
Whatever else. So, Chrissy, love you. They're probably the only people watching now after a David Icke chat. But that's what's next. So, guys, where can people catch you again, man?
I'm not big on the socials,
You're
but
not?
you've got me on Facebook, Callum Hyndman, you've got Callum James,
Would you be
Callum
up for
James
coming
PT.
and
Oh,
talking
definitely.
into some of this again then?
Yeah, I'll talk about anything.
I think we should
Basically, I can't shut up.
What about we get you your own little
Oh, here we
podcast
go.
going?
Here we go.
Would you
Big up
fancy
yourself.
that? Just starting talking a little bit into
Just about everything.
what we've just spoke about.
Yeah.
You
I'm
could
all
pick
over it.
like 10 minutes or
I should probably
15
pick
minutes
subjects, shouldn't I?
and smash
Because
it.
I'd go everywhere.
Well, I love that though as
Yeah.
well. That's why
I can't
wanted
keep up
to
with
do-
myself.
Yeah.
Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? I'm telling you something, and then something else pops into. Oh, I've just got to tell you
Yeah,
that, and then I'll be back.
yeah.
And then I've normally lost the first thing.
No, but it would be good to hear
Yeah.
like where you go on that, and it gives you purpose doing a podcast. It
Oh,
gives
yeah.
you, like, you go out your way to learn things, so you can go, oh, I'll take that into the next session, or
Yeah,
I'll take that in with this
totally.
person. So it is. I love the platform. I think it's so.
I think it's mega
important.
because it's long form as well, isn't it? So it's rather than question answer.
Yeah.
You ask a question, and then someone can actually go. And you get halfway and you go, oh, I don't mean that. Then you can move back.
Dive
You can,
in.
do you know what I mean? Rather
Yeah.
than you say something. Well, I know it's more like in celebrity stuff. They say stuff, don't they? And that's it. That's it. That's all they ever said. Well, I probably didn't mean that. They probably said it.
Yeah.
You just caught them out
Yeah.
when they're annoyed because someone's done this. and
Well,
that.
that's what can happen, like with Joe Rogan or something. He gets like he talks for 4 hours, let's say. He really does. He goes in, has the best conversation, but people who are trying to find something wrong in there, they'll take a quote, they'll take the
Oh,
miniest
yeah.
part away, put it into some media platform, give it some clickbait, put a nice title, and that's it. You've created another reality for people.
Yeah.
When actually what he was talking about was really poetic
Yeah.
or really clever,
Yeah.
really well put together.
They tried to cancel him, didn't they?
Yeah.
Because was it something Jerry Diaz did or something? Jerry Diaz had he must have said something. He said 22 years ago, which it's been up for 10 years. And so they tried to cancel him and Joe Rogan because of something he said a long time ago. Can you imagine if the things you said years ago, people just didn't talk to you for him? No one would talk to me.
Well, that's even with this podcast. I hope most people and my friends know, like, I'm quite a good-hearted person. I wouldn't really hurt a fly unless it's on a football pitch.
There is that.
But maybe even in YouTube, I don't know enough about the monetization or the censorship. But even you just saying, like the 5G or whatever was been mentioned.
Oh, literally, they
if you
went
think
over it.
that could just be shut down straight off, then it does open up questions.
And that shows you that it is controlled.
It opens up suspicion.
If you really can, if someone speaks about one thing, and that's when you know there's something fishy going off.
Yeah.
If you can't even begin the conversation, someone is covering something up massively. And they brushed over 5G.
Yeah.
And then they just whipped him off everything. They were like, no, you do not talk about that.
The one thing for me, like, I really want this platform to be an avenue for everything. I really do.
Why not?
I need it to be that. And at school, I was always told off, nearly kicked out in one instance. But it's because I've actually had to question everything, and I've had to go a little step further. And as soon as I felt like I was being told how to think, what to feel, how to act, I just couldn't. I was like, no.
Because who is to tell you not to do stuff?
Doesn't make sense.
Who is? Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's the people that have allowed it. That's the culture that we're living in now. That's
especially
the
this country.
Yeah,
we just allow. I'm sorry, but this country is basically sheep.
Yeah,
aren't they really?
I
sit
agree.
inside.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah,
and they just sat it. Just do you know what I mean? It was instant. Just boom. Okay. But that's a different avenue, COVID.
Mate, I think we're going to have to do this together, aren't we? There's
going to be one every hour.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
That's a comment. Right, guys, again, thank you for being here. Hello, Nan. That's probably who we've got left. No, she's not out there in the tree. But you've been a part of the Old Farm Bus, Back of the Bus sessions. If you want to get in touch in any way, you know how to do it. Just comment, share, like, subscribe. Just tell your friends.
Big up yourselves.
Peace out, guys. We're going to be all right. Remember that.